It's a beautiful morning out here. We're about to start getting our cranberries planted. But first, I'm going to show you the cranberry planter. This is an old manure spreader that we've converted to plant our vines. We'll pile up the vines in here. Someone will be in here with a pitchfork, putting it in the feeder. And from there, it'll move back to these, which spin and they flail out the vines with these little fingers that are on there. So cranberries are not like a row crop plant when we're planting at a large scale. We don't start from seed in the beds when we're planting 4 acres. What we do is we mow off existing vines, we'll bale them up, we'll put the bales in the spreader, they'll get spread out on the bed, and then we'll go along with a dozer and a disc that we've made to disc them into the ground. They'll be in the ground about 2 inches. The sand will pack back around them, and they'll start to grow shoots within a couple weeks. So here it is. Today is one of the first days we'll be working in full sun exposure. Coming off of winter, want to make sure we put plenty of sunscreen on, otherwise we're going to get burnt. So I applied SPF 30. I believe that the 30 at this thickness stands for 30 hours of protection. I'm not too sure about that. Might want to check that, but now that we got the sunscreen on, it's time to get to work. Here's what it looks like before we start planting. They're individual square bales, and we have to cut the strings and load them into the trucks before we can put them in the back of the spreader. What we're doing here is sorting out the bales. We're gonna put 90 in each truck. There's gonna be 4 trucks, so we know that a quarter of the bed is in each truck, so we can gauge how much we're planting. Bam. Here's the view from the cab. I don't know if you can see that. We're traveling at 1.7 miles per hour in 5th gear. To run the spreader, we have these hydraulic banks. We have 2 of them engaged, one for the floor and one for the spreaders in the back that spin. It takes us about 8 hours to plant 4 acres. action. So we've completed 2 days of planting. We have 2 beds complete. Next week we have 3 beds to go. So stay tuned, watch the action.